Good evening, everyone. Welcome, BSc second year students, in our online class. In last lecture, we discussed about the length contraction and time dilation phenomena. Now, in today's lecture, we are going to extend that topic and we are going to solve some problem related to numerical problems related with the time dilation and length contraction phenomena, as well as some problems with Lorentz transformation and Galilean transformation. Okay, we will solve one by one. Now, just see, this is one problem. The hypersonic technology vehicle 2 is an experimental rocket vehicle capable of traveling at 21,000 km per hour, that is 5,830 meter per second, if an electronic clock in the STV2, means hypersonic technology vehicle 2, measure a time interval of exactly 1 second duration. What would observer on earth measure the time interval to be? Means one observer in a vehicle and another observer in earth. As we know, the time dilation phenomena and length contraction phenomena both can occur only when that observer moves with the velocity of light. Then and only that kind of phenomena can be happen. Here our vehicle moves with a velocity 5,830 meter per second. Okay. Now, how we can solve that problem? Apply the time dilation formula to relate the proper time interval of signal in STV2 to the time interval measure on the ground. The known values are delta t is equal to 1 second and v is equal to 5830 meter per second. Now, the expression is delta small t is equal to gamma delta t, which is equal to delta t by gamma is nothing but 1 by square root of 1 minus v square by c square. We know the value of delta capital T and v. If we substitute that value, delta t is equal to 1 second and v is equal to 5830 meter per second. If we substitute that value and simplify, then we will get delta t is equal to 1 second divided by square root of 1 minus 5830 meter per second divided by 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per second square. If we solve this numeric, we will get 1.00000000189 seconds. Means what? The time dilation can occur. The time dilation is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1.89 into 10 to the power of minus 9 second. Means the time interval or delta t is equal to 1.89 into 10 to the power of minus 9 second. Means by using this time dilation expression or equation, we can find out the time dilation or the time interval between two events observed by earth based observer and vehicle based observer. Next, how fast a vehicle travel for 1 second of time measured on passenger's watch in the vehicle to differ by 1% for an observer measuring it from the ground outside. Means first we have to understand which quantities are given in this problem, then which expression we have to use to solve this problem. Finally, we will get the answer. The known quantities are delta t by delta small t, or delta t is nothing but our t prime and delta capital T is nothing but our t naught is a proper time. the ratio of delta t naught by t prime or delta t by delta small t is equal to 1 by 101, means they are giving how fast much a vehicle travels for 1 second, means proper time is 1 second, measured on a passenger's watch in the vehicle to differ by 1%. The difference between the moving object and stationary object differ by 1%. That's why proper time divided by delta small t is equal to 1 by 1.01%. The variation in moving frame and stationary frame is 1%. That's why 1 by 1.01%. Now my aim is to find out V by C. V by C. For that we have to write an expression, that is change in length or contracted length is equal to gamma times proper length. Contracted length is equal to gamma times proper length. We know the gamma is equal to 1 by square root of 1 minus v square by c square. If we rearrange that equation, that is delta t by delta small t is equal to square root of 1 minus v square by c square. We know the value of delta t by delta t small t, which is equal to 1 by 1.01. If you substitute that value, we will get, or if you take this square on both sides, delta t by delta small t square is equal to 1 minus v square by c square, or v by c is equal to square root of 1 minus delta t by delta small t square. If you substitute the value of delta t and delta small t 1 by 1.01 square, if you solve that, then v by c is equal to 0.14, means the speed of that vehicle is 0.14 times the velocity of light. In this way you can find out v also, means by using this time dilation expression you can find out the time interval as well as the velocity of that vehicle also. Next, calculate the time from Vt is equal to d even throughout the speed is relativistic. The calculation is entirely in one frame of reference and relative to their not relativity is therefore not involved, means here calculation is entirely based on one frame only, there is no another frame in this problem. We know V is equal to 6 into 10 to the power of 7 meter per second into d, which is equal to 0.200 or 0.2 meter only. Now I want to find out the time interval. Delta t is equal to distance upon velocity. Distance upon velocity, we know the distance, we know the velocity. If we substitute that value, t is equal to 0.2 meter divided by 6 into 10 to the power of 7 meter per second. If we simplify, then we will get t is equal to 3.3 into 10 to the power of minus 9 second. Means if they mention that there is a no relativity or a relativistic particle is there or relativistic speed is there, in that case we have to use a simple formula, that is velocity is equal to distance upon time or time is equal to distance upon velocity. That we have to use. Some in some problem they will ask such type of some numericals they will ask such type of problems. Next, if V is equal to 0.65 times c, then find out the gamma. If they give velocity of that object which is equal to the 0.65 times the velocity of light, then find out the gamma. Gamma is equal to, we know the expression for gamma is equal to 1 by square root of 1 minus v square by c square, which is equal to 1 by square root of 1 minus, what is the value of v, which is equal to 0.65 times c divided by c and whole bracket square. If we simplify this, finally we will get gamma is equal to 1.32 times 1.32. Next, such kind of problem we will ask for the multiple choice question also. A particle travel, next problem, a particle travel at 1.90 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per second and lives 2.1 into 10 to the power of 8 second. When at rest relative to an observer, how long does the particle live as viewed in the laboratory? It means I want to find out the time interval. In this problem, given quantities are v, which is equal to 1.9 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per second, and proper time is 2.1 into 10 to the power of minus 8 second, 10 to the power of minus 8 second. If we substitute that value in our time dilation expression, that is time dilation is equal to the gamma times proper time. Gamma is nothing but 1 by square root of 1 minus v square by c square. If we substitute the value of proper time 2.10 into 10 to the power of 8 second divided by square root of 1 minus 1.9 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per second square divided by 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per second. If we simplify this, finally you will get delta t is equal, delta small t is equal to 2.71 into 10 to the power of minus 8 second. Okay. Next, the mean lifetime of a muon on its own reference frame, called the proper lifetime, means proper length, t naught is equal to 2.2 microsecond in a frame moving at a velocity v. With respect to that proper frame, the lifetime t is equal to gamma times t naught, where gamma is time dilation factor. Then if v is equal to 0, at that time what is the value of time dilation, a change in time, or t is equal to 0 and proper time is equal to 2.2 microsecond. If that frame moves with velocity 0.995 times c, 995 times the velocity of light, at that time t is equal to 22 microsecond. How it is? Because we know the time dilation formula expression is t naught times gamma, or t naught divided by square root of 1 minus v square by c square. We know the value of v, which is equal to 0.995 c. We know the value of t naught is equal to 2.2 microsecond. If you substitute that value, then finally you will get t is equal to 22 microsecond. It is 10 times its proper time. If v is equal to 0.99995 times c, it means what? T is equal to 220 microsecond, which is equal to 100 times the proper time, which is 100 times the proper time. Means lifetime of tau is measured in laboratory frame is changes with respect to the speed of that frame. Means as velocity get affected, or velocity get changes, simultaneously our time get affected. That's why this kind of phenomena can occurs only in relativistic cases. Then next problem is there. Out of million particles at 10 km from this earth surface, how many will reach the earth? million particles, means muons, 10 lakh muons are present at a distance 10 kilometer, and L naught is equal to 10 kilometer, which is equal to 10 to the power of 4 meter, and we know the mass of muon is equal to 207 times mass of electron. Therefore T is equal to, I want to find out the time, which is equal to distance upon velocity. We know the value of distance, we know the distance between muon and earth surface, which is equal to 10 to the power of 4 meter divided by velocity is 0.98 times the velocity of c, 0.98 into 10 to the 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per second. Then you will get T is equal to 34 into 10 to the power of minus 6 second, which is equal to 21.8 half life times, because we know half life time of muon is 1.56 into 10 to the power of minus 6 second. Then by using I by I naught ratio, or I is equal to I by I naught is equal to times minus t, 2 to the power of minus t, which is equal to 0.27 into 10 to the power of minus 6, or only about 0.3 out of a million. Out of 10 lakh particles, only 0.3 particles can reach up to the ground due to the attenuation of an atmosphere, due to the attenuation. Okay, these are the numericals related with the time dilation phenomena. If you have any doubt about this, you can ask me on my WhatsApp number, or you can call me, or you can comment on this video also. I will try my level best to solve that problem. Okay, thank you.